be another crisis. It will be more significant. And, we need to actually start preparing for that now. When we do see this next crisis, it will be faster than what we've seen with COVID. The exponential growth rate will climb, be much steeper. The impact will be greater. And as a result, the economic and social implications will be even more significant.
Even more significant? What is this next crisis that we just heard Jeremy Jurgens, Harvard-educated managing director of the World Economic Forum, describing? Well, now let's hear from Klaus Schwab himself.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Yes, a cyber pandemic. And before we even talk about what that is, I just want to again appreciate that we just heard two leaders of the World Economic Forum promise that we are going to have a new crisis soon that dwarfs COVID, which has already spelled the end of the world as we know it. So this is something severe, and we need to take notice. This is much bigger than the Project for a New American Century, anticipating a new Pearl Harbor, or the Event 201 expecting a pandemic, or even the food chain reaction game describing the food shortages we're seeing now after a pandemic. Each of these events involved lots of multinational companies coming together for a tabletop exercise, outlining the changes they wished to implement anyway, their agenda. And then, when these crises occur, seizing the opportunity to execute on those agendas. That's exactly what's happening here. So the whole premise here, you can see it, look, it's the same language template even. Quote, like the pandemic, cybercrime does not respect borders or ideologies. No one organization can fight it alone.
Isn't it weird how the H of the IV variety is acknowledged as a false positive before the Co of the void was? I ain't no socket scientist, but I tell you what, something smells a little fishy.
Bladensburg Road, CVS, parking lot, they got the free HIV health screener right here. Tell folks, pop out, get tested, or screened, or whatever.
This is not the mark, because the mark goes on the hand or the forehead. Tracy for son 21. You know, to make one thing clear, I would love for you to be right. I really would. Because my father, my grandmother, Carlos, Gabriel, Sarah, 3 of my siblings that live in Ecuador, South America, took the vaccine because it's mandated. You can't buy, you can't sell, you pretty much can't do anything. It doesn't mean physically, literally, when it says right hand or forehead. It's about you being in agreement, and it's about you believing it. Your right hand is you in agreement with it. You shake hands. your forehead. It's the way you think, the way you believe. Now let's check this out. The patent number is 060606, and it has an ingredient called luciferase. Doesn't it say that it would have the number and the name of the beast? This is all technology, sorcery, witchcraft. It goes beyond our imagination, but the proof is there. Scripture doesn't lie. You just can't take this one scripture and assume or claim, oh, it's not the mark because they didn't physically put it on your forehead or on your right hand. I think this all happens from us watching these movies of the end time and seeing, barcodes or chips placed in the hand and the forehead. Look how they deceive us. That's predictive programming. The only hope that I have and I pray for is that the mark of the beast doesn't get activated until, that 5G thing. And then the Antichrist, Satan himself, sits in the temple and demands worship. It's something spiritual. But I had a vision where someone who had taken the you-know-what was easily possessed. And once he was possessed, the zombie-like creatures came looking for him. And he was paralyzed in fear. And I had one hand on him and one hand